And moving on, we do have a showcase winner, Lindsay. Lindsay launched her website with Brilliant Directories in this year in 2018. So it's a relatively new site, Goodbye Speeding Ticket. And let me go ahead and find Lindsay. So I don't think I can identify who Lindsay is, but I did chat with her on Facebook. So we'll go ahead and just review Lindsay's site together here. That's okay. Normally we would unmute Lindsay's mic and follow through with a little bit of history about how she created her site. But let's toggle on to Lindsay's site, which is goodbyespeedingticket.com. So if you get a speeding ticket, you can go to her site. And this is her Brilliant Directories website. And Pat and I spent a few moments checking out the site. So Lindsay, if you're watching, maybe you could take some notes here. We won't do any updates on your site, but we'll kind of walk you through some strategies that might benefit a site like this. Now, Pat, when we reviewed this site, what do you think that we identified the goal of a website like this is ultimately for the website from the website visitor?
Yeah, and first and foremost, I just know we were both very impressed. Gabe was impressed as well. Instantly, we said, wow, this is a beautiful website, extremely clear message. So fantastic job there. I was very impressed. I think that the image is nice. Everything is really nice. In terms of the goal of that website, I really saw it as, oh, sorry about that. So I really felt like the goal of this website is to generate leads. What do I mean by a lead? If I had a speeding ticket,
Pat,
I Googled finding a...
sorry to interrupt you. I think we got Lindsay. Lindsay, I've unmuted you. You were raising your hand.
Yes, this is actually Colleen, Lindsay's partner. We were having a hard time logging in.
Yeah, no worries. So Colleen, it is.
Yes.
Okay, great. So welcome to the webinar.
Thank you.
So yeah, Pat was just about to get into something important, but let's just take one step back. Yeah, when did you launch this site? What's your goal with this website, and have you launched a site like this in the past? Is this your first go at this?
This is our first go at this. We're in soft launch mode, I guess you would say. We launched probably about a month and a half ago, and our goal is to connect traffic ticket recipients with a speeding ticket lawyer in their area or wherever they received a ticket.
Okay, great. Yeah, I know I've gotten tickets in the past for various things, guilty as charged. But yeah, I've gone online and looked at ways to fight a ticket or look for help. So I can definitely see the value of a website like this. So Pat, you were saying what you thought a goal for this site would be. It seems like it matches Colleen's, which is to connect a visitor with a professional lawyer.
That's correct. That's correct. And to me, it's such a good URL. It's such a good domain that it carries a lot of weight. And the logo looks amazing. Everything looks extremely legit. And I think whenever you succeed at doing that as a directory owner, the end user feels confidence in saying, you're the source. You are the source. You are the expert. I trust in you as a source. I would like this problem to go away. What do I do? And I find like the current setup, what we're asking them to do is to put in a zip code and figure it out. You go through the profiles, you figure out what lawyer is a good one, you contact them, you wait for them to get back to you, and you basically do the legwork. And I know Jason and I were thinking that this may be an excellent opportunity to try a lead gen strategy where you basically tell the end users, put in your ticket number, put in the state you're in, put in how much it's for, put in how fast you were driving, and put in your email, and we'll help you get rid of that speeding ticket. And basically at that point, the Brilliant Directories auto matching tool, the add-on would basically be doing the work for you, but your members would be extremely thankful because I believe an approach like that would have a drastic impact on the amount of lead submissions you get.
So you're saying so there are a couple of other companies out there like that, and they're actually working like an app device. I guess, where they can plug in all that information and then get contacted. And I definitely see the benefit in that, right? And would that be sent to one of the members? So like, what right now, I think what we're having trouble with is like the claim listings. So we have had some leads come in and we're trying to connect them with the members, right? And we did a trial consumer advertising campaign, which was somewhat successful. I mean, we got leads out of it and we were able to connect them with leads that we were able to match up against members. However, since we're in the soft launch mode, we have been able to convert those members into accepting the leads. So we send out the email. Sorry.
No, go ahead. So your goal is to collect as many leads as you can and then distribute them among your members. Is that?
Yeah. So
okay?
Sorry. So I guess I misspoke. So they're not our members. We are claim listings. They're not our members yet. So we have these listings that need to be claimed.
Right.
And we started collecting leads. These people who are in search of, legal expertise. But one of the difficulties, and anyway, to go back to what you were saying a second ago, Patrick. So we're doing that, right? So we've gotten some leads, and what we're doing now when we send out the email to these claim listings saying, hey, you have a lead, and it's, John Smith, and he's looking for a lawyer, right? And then what we have to do is now get these, and we'll give like the basic information, and they have to actually claim their profile in order to see all the information, right? But I guess our question is like, we're having a hard time getting them to claim their profile or accept the pending lead.
Gotcha. What we need to do is, first of all, you're doing everything correctly. Everything you want to do is correct. Let me just open a notepad here. You want to collect leads. You want to use the leads as, I hate to use the word bait, but or incentive. We'll use incentive for lawyers to, we'll call it register, claim the listing.
Mm-hmm.
And the more leads you gather, the more opportunities you have to kind of contact more lawyers, basically, to join your website. Now, first of all, you're in the right industry. Insurance, legal, medical, these are some of the top industries that are their lead gen sites exist, or sites that generate leads and then distribute them to the paying members. So lawyers are very familiar with purchasing leads or referrals, depending on what you call them. And they're always willing to kind of invest or test out the quality of leads coming from a source. So your website would be a new source of leads for lawyers, specifically those that specialize in traffic tickets, speeding tickets, and whatnot. What I think here is we just need to, Pat and my recommendation was to just kind of reorganize the journey that a visitor goes on. Then we can talk about the journey that the potential lawyer goes on with registering to your site. So I think what we can do is we can start with the potential journey that the website visitor will go through, and we can provide you with a couple recommendations to kind of improve that. So being from LA, Los Angeles, very familiar with, there's a lot of traffic and things like that. So I know there's a site called Ticket Clinic, and Ticket Clinic has billboards all across Los Angeles. And basically, if you have a traffic ticket, they'll connect you with their in-house lawyers to help you fight it, and whatever their gimmicks are, like you don't pay until we win and this and that. That's fine. But on their website, you're not searching for a lawyer. It says let's get started. So there's a number to call or the let's get started, and the let's get started takes you into a form. What type of ticket did you receive? And this I don't necessarily like the interface. That obviously works for them. How would you like to contact us? You can call or email. In your case, on your website, you're going to generate people submitting forms, and then there's a lead form here, and it says I have a speeding ticket. I put my name, my email address, phone number, a county. In your case, you could say please select your state. if you wanted to, and then tell us about your ticket. You know, I was driving here and there, and then they hit send, and now your system has gathered a lead, right? And I didn't have to search. I'm not contacting one lawyer. I feel like I'm submitting something to your site, and something's going to happen for me, and it's free to get connected. So our recommendation was, and we have the lead gen theme, and what this does is, and again, you have a great picture on your website, is it shifts the focus when a visitor comes to the website rather than searching for members. And they might search in an area that doesn't have members, so they might get 0 results and then bounce away from your website. Is present them with the lead form, and you can incentivize them with all sorts of, you know, don't pay that ticket and whatever you need to really get them to fill out the form. But this way, you're reducing the number of steps between the visitor filling out the lead form, which is really what you want them to do. So your goal would be to create a landing page. It could be your homepage or another page that really motivates the visitor to want to fill out that form, and really compels them to want to fill out that form because there's a rainbow and there's a pot of gold on the other side of on the other side of that rainbow. So is what I wanted to say. Does that make sense a little bit? To have the
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense. In terms, so you're saying, sorry, you go.
And I just wanted to connect all the dots as well in terms of how I think, because it also address, I think one of your concerns is they're not claiming their profiles, they're not active members on my website, so on and so forth. And what Jason's showing you, I think, is the right strategy. And you have the Brilliant Directory add-on for auto matching. And what that's going to mean for you is that you're going to be able to set different rules. So if it's a claim listing, you can have an email template that goes out to them that says, you have a lead on our website, but in order to get this lead, you must first claim your listing. In order to claim your listing, here are the instructions to follow. Whereas if I am already a member,
I feel like we have that already.
So if somebody contacts a member, they get an email notifying them that they must claim their profile before they can get that email?
Yeah, we were actually, yes. So we were having a challenge with that, trying to figure out exactly how to work that on the back end, but that was our original goal. So we do send out, so John Smith lawyer has gotten a lead saying, you know, so and so Colleen got a ticket, Colleen needs help. Claim your listing and help Colleen, right? And good luck. So we do that part, but then we were getting confused about exactly how it should be,
so
how it's being received.
So I wanted to know, you guys bring up good points, and we should check that. So that would be the lawyer's journey. So I just want, let's can we make a small update to your homepage? Would you mind?
I don't mind.
Okay. Let's add the lead form here and see how it kind of how it feels to us adding the lead form here. And then we can also modify the lead form to gather information that we need. So I'm going to go to your design settings. And again, I just want to commend you on, I know it sounds simple, but the image you chose for your site, you've chose a really good image here. The way that it blurs out on the left and the focus is on the right. The image on the homepage sometimes doesn't come out too well. So what we want to do is go to homepage layout, homepage search settings. Now you could do two things. You could just put the form on the homepage, which I think in this case I'm going to recommend that because it'll be the easiest way for you guys to get started capturing more leads right off the bat. You could also put a link that says click here, like that Ticket Clinic site said, let's get started, and then it started the lead form process. But I'm going to change the search type to, I'm going to scroll down to show lead form. It's the last option in the search type. We're probably going to want to adjust some of the padding here. And the bottom is fine. Let's reduce this as well. And let's go to the Ticket Clinic website real quick. Let's just see some of the terminology they're using, just to get an idea of what we want to say above the form. Okay, I got an idea. Don't pay that ticket. And we're going to center this. And we're going to say, don't pay that ticket. Connect with lawyers who will fight for you. Obviously, you can change this text. Okay, let's just save that and see what it looks like. Then we're going to make a couple modifications. I'm going to enable something on your site as well here while we're checking that. Just a moment. Okay. Okay, let's check out the home page. Okay, we got to fix some coloring here, and we can increase the size as well. Let's do that. Let's make the text color black, and we can increase the size of that text. We can go probably to 44. Let's save those changes. And also I'm going to align it to the right, actually. And what we're trying to accomplish here is to give you an easier opportunity to collect those leads, because it seems that that's the crux of your whole model, is that you have these leads and incentivizing the lawyers to kind of register on your website. And I'm using the word register rather than to claim their listings on their website, because we're going to talk about their journey in just a moment. And we don't have to tell them that they're claiming their listing. We could say that they're completing the registration process. I'll get to that strategy in just a moment. So let's refresh the home page again. Wow, okay. That's actually pretty powerful. Let's just up the who. So, and I have a before and after. So we've gone from this and then having to search for a lawyer, going to the search results, finding a lawyer, not really knowing who or why I would contact any specific lawyer, just because their name is there. There's no ratings or reviews or really anything else besides the distance. In this case, we have our lead form, which you can add more fields. You can add and remove fields. So don't pay that ticket, connect with lawyers, who will fight for you. And you can put your name, your email. You just got to put text that will incentivize the person to complete this form now. You can create a drop down.
We have people,
what's that?
We have people that are, we do have leads coming in. It's, which I think so I guess my question is, we do have leads coming in. And our idea was just to keep it, and I understand what you're doing, right? It's capture the information, get it there, hold on to it, retain it, and use it. But I think our initial thoughts were just keep it as simple as possible, so people don't feel like we were trying to avoid creating an exit strategy. But I think what you're saying here is that this will actually make people feel like they're going to do it right away and they'll get a result versus just typing in a zip code. Is that what it is? And then will the auto match happen then?
Exactly. So where you're coming from is you think the person's coming here for a search experience. The person is coming here for a result experience. So, for example, if you want a quote on a mortgage loan, so you go to one of those sites like Quicken Loans or something like that, Lending Tree as an example. You don't go to Lending Tree. You could go to one of those sites to individually search different companies that could provide you with a mortgage. But really what you want to do is you want to fill out a form, and then they say, okay, here's the people we've matched you with. The matching happens after they fill out the form, not before. Now, in our lead gen theme, there is a link to find professionals, which can link to the directory, but that's number 2 on the list. Number 1 on the list is to get free quotes. and again, this is an example of a landing page you can lead people to. So, you could say, fill out this form, you can have a testimonial, you can have some bullet points of why your site is the best for this. And then again, we're directing them to the lead form, but searching for members is not the number 2 priority on the list. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So you feel like this is going to be instant gratification.
Right. It's also, in my opinion, it would be. We checked out the Ticket Clinic, which is a highly successful company. I knew that. I knew them by name just again because I see their billboards everywhere. The way that I envisioned your site, and then I went to their site, and they were doing it the same way, a little fancier. But I believe that for you guys, that would be the best. The best option rather than starting with the search and then getting a list of people who you don't really know who they are, or they, there's no difference between the names when I'm searching here. I don't, John Franklin or Ryan, and then I would have to go to each one and contact them individually. It's just more tedious. I'm clicking more for hoping to.
We're contacting them though. We're contacting the lawyer. Do you know what I mean?
Right. So now
this is Lindsay, I'm on that too. No, I understand what you're saying. In terms of right now, a site of claim listing, so there's not reviews and there's no real avenue to shop around or even the bios, and they don't have all those things. So you're right, you're just seeing a name.
I lost the quality on the sound there, Colleen.
What we thought this would look like, you know what I mean? But I'm understanding that, like what you're saying. But I think for us, we are seeing it's coming in, but it's converting. It's taking, the leads that are contact and same thing. So right now, yes, the lead is
okay.
Their distribution lawyer, the customer, and then that lawyer then edited, once we edit it, it's no longer on the back end. The lead is even out, and then the broker by
Colleen, we got a bad sound quality there.
Sorry, Lindsay was calling in from another line because she had some opinion.
So this is one option for you from the visitor side. You could stick with the search, or you can put the lead form right there, or you can create a link. Let me just show you what a link looks like. I'll just go to our classified site. What you can do is you can present them with 1 or 2 button options, and then they can go deeper from there. So you can still keep it nice and elegant, and you could have like search the directory or get matched now. So you can have 2 options also. So this is a third option here, which would be the buttons, and you can go to our classifieds theme and kind of grab this code if you want to utilize it on your site as well. Okay.
I like to get matched now in the search. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Okay. So those are 3 options. You can do the location search on the homepage. You could put the lead form, or you can have like 2 buttons, which keeps things nice and tidy, I think, as well. So now let's talk about the experience for the members. So somebody submits a lead, and I'll just do. Well, this is connected to a live site, right? I mean, this is going to match with members. So Pat, what I'm thinking is instead of taking the approach of, hey, claim your listing to get access to the lead, I would go the route of like complete the registration process to view the full details of the lead, something more like along those lines.
Correct. And what I was trying to share, and they had said that's what I think there's a little bit of confusion in terms of how auto matching works, and they haven't optimized it. That's what I was hoping I could show. So right now, currently, the email that your members get, regardless of being a claim listing or a real member. So let's say I'm a claim member, I don't know I'm on your site, and Jason is a real member. We are getting the exact same email when a lead comes in. And if you scroll down and you see the email that's actually being sent out, because you can identify that, the email that's being sent out, the name is, you have a new lead on Goodbye Speeding Ticket. And I took a moment to read that email, And that email doesn't say anything about the fact that they don't have an account, that they need to complete the profile, so on and so forth. What's magical about this admin tool that you're looking at that Brilliant Directories built is that you're able to create rules. And the way you do that is by creating actions where you can say, and we're probably not going to do it on this particular webinar, but you can create rules that say, if you're a real member, meaning you've claimed your profile, you're going to get an email that just distributes the lead the way you currently have it set up. If you're a claim listing, you're going to get an email like Jason saying that walks you through the process of completing the profile before they can see their lead details. And then you can turn on the auto matching tool to distribute it to, it could go out to 25 members at a time every time there's a new lead. And you can limit how many lawyers can accept the leads so the person that submitted it doesn't get any spam, but you maximize the likelihood of lawyers claiming their profiles. And that's kind of what I would do in terms of the lawyer experience.
So I have two questions on that. Like, one, I guess, how do we do that? But even before that would be actually, what if, like, so we're brand new, right? And we still have to create this whole brand awareness campaign so the lawyers know who we are, so they're willing to even like participate with us, even though we have a content plan and we've social media accounts and stuff like that. Like, we're just launching, we still have to kind of get in with this community. What if we send it out to 25 lawyers and 10 of them accept? So it would have to be like, accept this lead within 24 hours before your competitor does. I mean, obviously not those words, but
I love that you asked that question. One of the good things about the lead system is you can send one single lead to 1,000 members if you wanted to. But there is a setting here, let me find it, where you can choose the...
It is under...
It's what's that, Pat?
Yeah, if you want to choose how many can accept it, that's the correct one right there.
Right. Okay.
The edit advanced lead set.
Perfect. So you can match a lead with 1,000, up to 1,000 members if you wanted to. They'd all get notified, which I love. But you can set how many maximum members can accept or purchase a lead, because you don't want to overwhelm the consumer and create too much competition for the lawyers. So you can set the maximum number of people who can purchase a lead, something low like 3, 4, or 5. And if any one of those other 1,000 members logs in to view the lead, it's simply going to show them a message that the lead has sold out, and to please, you can control the text, and to please act quicker next time there's a lead available. So it's a great way to show a pulse from your website. And because of these limits here, you're not going to overwhelm the consumer or create too much competition for the members who are purchasing the individual leads.
And I hope that I don't go. I'm just going to add on top of that, and I hope I don't go over anybody's head. But to take it even further, if you close out of there, Jason, and you go to the additional settings, so yeah, and then if you scroll down, I believe it's the sold out lead. I believe that is on the members. One of them is a sold out. I forget. I think it's on the members one. Yeah. No. Okay, yeah, there it is. Email member when email. So this is the strategy at its fullest.
So we're not selling leads though, right? Like, we're not selling leads. We were just.
No, that's fine. That's
how we look at it.
That's correct. That's correct. So I'll explain it from beginning to end. So you send it out to 25 lawyers, and the system is allowing 5 of them to accept it
for free.
So once that 6th lawyer clicks on that for free. Once that 6th lawyer clicks on the button to accept it, the system considers that sold out. The system calls that, hey, no one else can accept it. At which point, you can have an email go out to that lawyer that says, hi, Tom, it looks like you tried to accept the lead and it has already been claimed by 3 lawyers. We have a maximum of up to 3 people that can accept it. If you would like to guarantee not missing out on more free leads, upgrade to our premium level, where premium level members are guaranteed to have leads auto accepted for them, and they don't compete with the claim listings.
That's excellent. Because what we've been doing now is, like, with these, in our short period of time, we've gotten some leads in. we're emailing them, then I'm calling them, and we're following up. All the things you have to do in any type of sales cycle. But I don't, we're not the first legal type of directory out there. So people are, I'm have some objectives that I'm trying to, objections that I'm trying to overcome. And, so I'm matching them like one after the other, right? So I get denied and I'm matching somebody else, rather than it would be easier just to do it en masse.
And you have a setting there if Jason wants to show it really quickly. So one of the settings, and again, it's about the actions, and you would create an action for your premium members. So if Jason clicked on that right now, now click there and let's call it premium members. I'm not sure what they're called, but you can give the action name premium members.
Or featured members.
Featured, okay, great. And then what you do is you click on the box that says featured. So this is a rule that we're setting just for them. And then you'll scroll to the indirect leads tab.
Now let me explain.
And then you're gonna,
let me explain what the difference between a direct lead is and an indirect lead. A direct lead is when somebody goes to your profile page and contacts you specifically. This would be a direct lead to this member. In this case, Jonathan Franklin. An indirect lead is when you're filling out the lead form somewhere else on the website, on the home page, on a landing page that you create, and the system will know to match it with members based on two things. One, location. So it would match it with all the Los Angeles members or whatever radius you set. In this case, and also the category. So if it was certain types of lawyers, they would be part of a category. You could have a drop down of the category selected. So the system would match based on category and location. And so the difference is a direct lead is from your profile page, an indirect lead is coming from other sources, but the system will try to match based on the location and the category selected.
Okay.
Thank you, Jason. So what we're doing now is we're creating a rule for featured members, and we click indirect leads. So now what you can do is you can create an email template for them that's different, and where it says you're gonna say, I want them to get the email. If you keep scrolling down, not as pending, but as accepted. Now, what this is going to do is if I have 3 premium members in Texas and in Houston, they're all going to get an email that has the lead already accepted. So when they click to view the details, they have the email and the phone number. If I'm a claim listing and you set it to 3 accepted and there's 3 paying members, guess what's going to happen every time I go to claim that lead? It's always going to be sold out. I'm going to continue to get an email telling me, if you don't want to have sold out leads, upgrade to our premium listing. So it's going to be doing the selling for you. So it's a feature that's not used often, this setting, but it's perfect for the type of website that you're running.
100%.
You don't think that gets spammy? That doesn't get spammy at all?
If they're legitimate leads.
Are you worried about your non-paying customers or the ones that are paying and are getting the business?
I don't have any paying customers yet, right? So I'm worried about just converting.
But I mean, spammy to who?
To whom? To the lawyers, right? So I don't want to feel like, I don't want anyone to think I'm pulling a bait and switch. Not that I am, obviously not, but I would hate to kind of go,
Let me ask you a question.
anyone to think that.
I'm assuming you imported these members and you have their email addresses on file. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have over 2,000 of all of the listings. Yeah.
What a good thing to do is to email them, letting them know that you have found them as a standout professional in the industry, and you've added them to your website, and you're inviting them to add more information and their listing is going to help them with. Their free listing is going to help them with so-and-so, and they have an opportunity to land more leads. I would play to their ego a little bit, introduce your brand to them. It sounds like you're creating a rollout strategy for a marketing plan to kind of get your name out there. But you want to kind of play to their ego, butter them up a little bit, make them feel that they're special for being on your website. You see them as a special individual, and you're providing them with the free listing. It could come come with dialed down features of the membership level, and that the listing is free. It's going to give them more online visibility as well as opportunities to get more speeding ticket leads that they can choose to accept or reject. Now that they're familiar with your brand, they might, and then you can mention, be on the lookout. We'll be sending you some leads that we think you would be a great match for. And I don't know if you want to use the word leads. I think in the legal industry, and it depends on country, you have to call them something else, like recommendations for potential clients or something. I don't think.
Yeah, we're just potential clients.
Potential clients. Yeah, we think we've matched you with a potential client. You can, so butter them up, let them know that you think they're special, and then let them know that your site is gonna start searching for potential matches, potential clients that you think would be a good match for them. At that point, they're either gonna say thank you, they're not gonna respond at all, or they're gonna say please take me off your list.
Well, we researched that, right? Trying to figure out how we could do an introduction of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we went through like MailChimp, and the information that we were looking up, it wasn't suggested that we go that route, even by Brilliant Directories, saying that comes across as like, I don't want to say spammy or insincere, but it's like violate some type of ethic or something.
Well, it depends how you gather the email. Yeah, it depends how you gathered the email addresses. It also depends how you're crafting the email, and if you're giving them the opportunity to opt out as well from future emails. So there is some etiquette and some nuances that you can utilize to make the email received a little bit better than rather than creating and also calling. What you can do is don't blast everyone at the same time. Send out a feeler to 150, 200 people, and then see what the reaction is, and then you can see if you need to modify certain things.
Okay.
But yeah, the type of site you have is actually perfect for Brilliant Directories. It's a beautiful lead distribution system. There's obviously it looks like there's a lot of settings, but once you get familiar with these tabs and understanding what a direct lead is versus indirect, and knowing that you can create different rules for different membership levels on how leads are received, it's a very robust system, and it'll really do a lot of the heavy lifting for you and your staff.
And there's a great YouTube playlist I'm going to share in the chat here, and you might even want to show on the webinar where it's located. But under one of the playlists, it says leads, and there's about 8 channels in this particular playlist on the Brilliant Directories YouTube channel. So just watching those from beginning to end, anybody that sits through that will really be able to unlock the power that is the Brilliant Directories lead module.
Yeah, if you can.
Can I ask you?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, you go.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm probably jumping ahead, and
I was just going to say, yeah, Pat, that would be great to share that the video series on how the lead matching system works.
All right, I'm doing that now.
And also, Brilliant Directories started originally as a lead matching system. That was the core of what we built into the software. The directory part actually came afterwards because once we created the lead matching system, we realized there was a directory of members, and that's where the directory part came afterwards. So again, I think you found the right tool for your project. And just crafting the experience and the type of words you're using when you're contacting the lawyers will play a big role in them registering for the site based on your choice of words. Rather than claiming a listing, you could have them complete their registration process, or they can log in here and you provide them with the login information, and it actually links to the claim listing page for them. Anything to make it easier for them to just get registered, and then you can always upsell them later once they're actually logged into your system officially.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the route we have to take at the moment, and I like really providing the login information, because we're trying to make this as easy as possible, and again, and avoid exit strategies.
When you say avoid exit strategies, what do you mean?
So too many. I don't want. You guys even talked about this a couple webinars ago. When you're asking for too much information that's unnecessary, right? Like, okay, so extra data fields.
Right.
too lengthy, too many pages to get to the end result of what they're looking for. Like I want to encourage gratification, right? I want people to find this as easy as possible so they can get what they're looking for.
So
They're trying to fulfill
no,
needs.
you brought a good point. So there's two pieces, there's two pillars there. One of them is making it as easy as possible. Number two is instilling the confidence in them that your website is the right website to complete that form application on. So um, you're doing a good job here. You have consumer-friendly articles on your homepage. You can add a fifth one here. You have a nice, simple design. You want to make sure the messaging on your site, again, builds confidence in the website visitor that they're in the right place and they're about to take the right action for their needs. So part of it is easy. The second one is instilling confidence, which comes by your mission, your about, if you have, and then again, the choice of words on your website. You have a beautiful logo, high quality image. I'd say you're 90% there. And then again, just crafting it a little bit more, I think you'll have a home run here.
Can I just ask you a question about the lawyers page for lawyers?
Sure.
So if we go, so we were trying to create what we wanted to do, and I think that Lindsay actually sent a message or issued a ticket for Patrick about trying to create a landing page for this page, so we can actually show how easy it is to create a profile.
So here's the next thing. Here's the next thing. So again, with the perception on the lawyers, probably for them, it's not as important. The profile is not as important for them compared to the fact that they're going to be connected with leads. So rather than focus on their profile, switch the focus to the speed and the frequency that the potential frequency that they will receive leads from your website. Because again, they probably don't care about things like uploading photos and publishing articles. These lawyers want leads. And based on the tier bracket that they sign up for, everything should get them. If they're paying more, it brings them closer to better leads and more leads. So I would focus your plans based on the leads.
And basically, you have a couple of options in terms of plans. And anybody on the webinar that's listening right now that has a similar model, something I've seen work well, Jason, for 3 tiers, if you want to go around that route. For example, you had your free leads, but free leads, the only thing you would communicate to them is that they don't get leads that are coming from your homepage. They will only get direct leads. So somebody would have to hunt on your directory, find their profile, and contact them directly.
Wow,
so you tell them, if I'm on a sales call, you'll get those. Second tier means you go into the pool of leads that are on the homepage. So our entire website, the vast majority of lead inquiries come on the homepage. If you want to go into that lead pool, then you need to sign up for our premium members. But you'll be competing with the other premium members to see who can accept that lead first. And then what you can do is you can have a very expensive feature tier. I'm talking very expensive tier where you could perhaps even go, you'll get a guaranteed lead in your area, and you won't be competing for the leads in your area. So you have that, you set the limit to 1 accepted lead, and you have them turned on to accepted right away, so you can deliver that. So you could go 3 different routes. And if the entire sales pitch with the lawyer is focused on how your site manages leads, and they can pick the plan that best suits them, basically how much business do you want to generate from this, then I think they're going to understand what your site's all about, rather than badges and search results and things like that.
Okay. No, that obviously makes sense, right? That's why they're coming. That's why they're coming here.
Yeah, and like somebody said in the chat here, and I know, and obviously I'm preaching to the choir here because you do research, so you understand the importance of that. But everything that Jason and I are sharing, it's just a matter of testing one strategy 1 month, testing the strategy another month, and just continually tweaking and saying, what if we try exclusive leads? That's 10 times more expensive. Perhaps we go that route. No, let's not. That didn't work. Let's try this other strategy. But as long as you're continually trying different approaches, you're going to get a pitch that's going to connect with those lawyers. And when you do, then at that's the hard part of a directory, is finding out what is that pitch for your particular niche. And once you speak their language, once you pique their interest, what works for one will oftentimes work for the rest of them. It's just a matter of figuring out what that formula is.
Right. No, that's helpful. Because what we were thinking about was, as we're playing around with this, was it that profile fill out, show how easy it is. But you're right. It's not about the profile. We don't need to the bells and whistles here. It's more about what they'll be getting out of it. Right.
Exactly. So I'm just updating some of the text here. I'm just, riffing here with some of the text to give you some ideas. Your title text could be geared towards, they can connect with more clients, register in less than 90 seconds, can be the second line, the subheading. You might want to call your membership levels something that relates to the type of lead delivery that they're going to receive through the site. Again, I just made this one up here: express lead delivery, 449 per year, and then what they can expect, and so on. Another option is also to, if you want to simplify it, since you're just getting started, is to just maybe have two plans: the free registration and the super awesome, supercalifragilistic option. That might help with getting more people signed up to the free account, less decisions to make, and then also that might, again, lawyers, a lot of them play on ego, a lot of them are very competitive, and a lot of them have deep pockets. So you can definitely undercut some of the competitor websites here and just have one paid option and one free option. That might simplify things as you're getting started, and it'll also help you write the benefits of each one a little bit more clearly. When you have three features, it's a little harder to compare really a stark difference between a paid account and a free account. So that'll allow you to differentiate between the free and the paid option a little bit better as well. And then lastly, again, you don't have to keep this. This is just a choice of tier 1 lead distribution. Things like that add value to the paid account, and again, plays to my desire as a lawyer to get more leads, if you're going to call them leads. So just an idea there of how you list your features, your benefits for each plan.
Okay. Can I ask you one other question?
Sure.
We were trying to figure out lead magnets, right? Since, a lot of the examples that you've given for lead magnets in the past, go to ebook or discounts. But I feel like we've created this very niche, simplistic type of niche in a good way, right? And simple in a good way, platform where it was hard to kind of figure out what kind of lead magnet would we provide.
Would this be a lead magnet for the potential person who has a speeding ticket, or for the lawyers?
Not for the lawyers.
Yeah, for the lawyers, they're always looking for 10 ways to boost your online visibility for your legal practice, and make that a free ebook download. Again, that's something pretty simple and straightforward. And then the last option, number 10, would be to join goodbyespeedingticket.com as number 10 in that list.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. But I think you've done a phenomenal job with this site. You've done the most important part, which is getting started. I think you have a great niche. You're on the right path. And yeah, if you could join us in the future webinars, we'd be happy to take a look at your site again and see the progress that you've made on it as well.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for sharing your site. I think you did a great job with this. All right, Colleen and Lindsay, thank you guys so much for sharing your site with us. This is definitely a lead matching site with a network of lawyers behind the scenes. And so our number one recommendations for this site were basically three things. One, make it easier for the website visitor to fill out the lead form. So there's basically three options. You can do a location search on the homepages, which is what they had before. You can put the lead form on the homepage, which is kind of what we've set up right now. You guys can easily modify that in the design settings. And then lastly, let me go to this classifieds theme. You can have buttons on the homepage which kind of direct people down one or two paths and then can link to a landing page for the type of action you would like that visitor to take. And then secondly is on the lawyer side, rather than focusing on the lawyer's profile and claiming their listing, is switching the focus to connecting the lawyer with the leads, with the potential clients. And all the plans should be geared towards how is the plan going to help me get closer to potential clients, rather than focusing on the listing. So this is definitely a case where the lead matching and connecting members with leads takes priority over the searchable directory and searching for members by name and zip code and things like that. Any final notes, Pat?
No, I mean I think that's my favorite audit by far so far. I think we were really deep. Not a lot of people asking questions. It seems like I hope that it was useful for everybody, and we really talked about things we don't get to talk about too often, especially taking care of both the lawyer's journey as well as the lead distribution for the end users. And yeah, that was fantastic.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you again, Lindsay and Colleen. We look forward to seeing some of the updates on your website soon.